At the age of 80, Tom Selleck remarks, "He was the only one who could do that to me." Tom Selleck came into this world on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan. A comprehensive name check reveals Thomas William Selleck. Hard effort, honesty, and perseverance were values instilled in him by his middle-class parents. When he was younger, he had no interest in participating. Even though he received a basketball scholarship to USC to study business administration, he skipped out on school to focus on his athletic career. His part-time modeling job helped pay for education and opened doors to bigger prospects in the entertainment industry. His towering stature, rugged good looks, and dominating presence caught the attention of the casting directors immediately. In the late 60s and early 70s, he landed his first tiny roles in films and television after training at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. A watershed point in Selleck's career came when he was cast as the lead in the 1988 CBS series Magnum P.I. Thomas Magnum, a charming private investigator based in Hawaii, was a creation of Selleck's that became a television legend in the United States. The combination of his beard, casual charisma, and comedic/dramatic timing made him famous around the globe. In 1984, for the role, he received multiple Golden Globe nominations and an Emmy Award. Quite the adventure, Magnum P.I. By demonstrating that he could be multifaceted, emotionally fragile, and ethically resolute, Selleck raised the bar for heroes on television during that age. When he wasn't appearing on television, Selleck had hit it big in the movies. He was a member of several popular films that were huge hits in the 80s and 90s, including 3 Men and a Baby, 1987, and its sequel, 3 Men and a Little Lady, 1990. His work in westerns such as Quigley Down Under, 1990, demonstrated his range and ability to adapt to many genres. He notably declined the role of Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark due to scheduling conflicts with his role as Magnum P.I. Even so, he carved out a unique niche for himself in the hearts of Hollywood's most devoted fans. Casting him in roles typically resulted in characters who were likable, strong, and honest. In the 1997 romantic comedy In and Out, Tom Selleck had a small role. An entertaining film that also served a significant cultural purpose. The film had stellar performances from a number of performers, including Kevin Kline, Joan Cusack, and Matt Dillon. In addition to his famous performances as a fierce action actor and leading man from his days with Magnum P.I., Selleck's participation in the film demonstrated that he was willing to portray comic and offbeat parts. Tom Hanks's heartfelt acceptance speech for Philadelphia at the 1994 Academy Awards served as inspiration for the film. During his speech, Hanks spoke passionately about 2 gay men he knew who had a significant influence on his career and personal life. In and Out was born out of that need to be understood. This project stood out for Selleck because it tackled LGBTQ+ issues at a time when Hollywood wasn't yet prepared to do so in mainstream comedies. His willingness to join the ensemble demonstrated not just his acting chops but also his taste for comedic and socially conscious topics. Selleck made a triumphant return to television the following year, this time in the role of Jack McLaren, a formidable advertising agency mogul, in the CBS comedy series The Closer. Contrary to popular belief, this was not one of his normal crime stories or action flicks. The sitcom featured Selleck as an individual navigating the hectic, high-stakes advertising industry, where personal expression and office politics frequently collided. Although The Closer only ran for a brief period in 1998, Selleck was able to showcase his comedic timing in a professional context in all 10 episodes. His portrayal of McLaren revealed another aspect of his acting abilities. There was a blend of sensitivity, charm, and wit. Despite the show's eventual failure, it further established Selleck as a TV star willing to take risks by playing roles that weren't typically heroic. After nearly a decade, Selleck finally joined the cast of Las Vegas, a show about the inner workings of a fictional casino, for the 2007 to 2008 television season. He brought a new level of fire and charisma to the show as the wealthy and charming casino owner A.J. Cooper. The show took a look at the complex lives of casino employees as they dealt with issues like customer complaints, security threats, and the glitz and glamour of the Las Vegas Strip. Selleck's presence lent credibility to the show, and his character, who oversaw the high-stakes gaming industry with a no-nonsense attitude and a head for business, was brilliant. In addition to bringing in new admirers who had been following his career since the 1980s, his part also provided him the opportunity to work with a younger ensemble, bringing together people of different generations. Although Las Vegas was nearing its conclusion when Selleck arrived, he was a fantastic addition that amplified the appeal of subsequent seasons. Both Selleck's work in short TV episodes and his work in TV movies enjoyed long-lasting success. He co-starred with Kathy Baker in 2007's Jesse Stone. Sea Change. The plot was adapted from Robert B. Parker's mystery novels for a television series. Selleck reprised his role as Jesse Stone in this film, which starred Palmer. Crime fiction writers found great pleasure in introducing readers to Stone, the police chief of a small town, thanks to his reserved demeanor and keen intuition. The unsolved homicide that inspired the story was one that Stone researched. Like the previous films in the series, it included the intrigue of a mystery while also revealing the protagonist, Stone's battles with alcoholism and feelings of isolation. Many lauded Selleck for his portrayal of Jesse Stone, praising his nuance, emotional reality, and depth of character. Unlike some of his earlier characters, Stone lacked a certain air of confidence and swagger. On the contrary, his imperfect humanity and his determination to seek justice defined him. This was one of Selleck's most renowned and adored characters. The public adored his performance and he reprised it in other Jesse Stone films. The natural chemistry that emerged from working with Baker bolstered the film's emotional impact. This demonstrated that Selleck's abilities could be smoothly applied to both long-form and short-form television series. Despite the fact that Selleck's career was winding down, he remained relevant by seizing fresh opportunities. After that, he took over as Dr. Richard Burke's portrayal of Monica's older lover on Friends catapulted him to fame at a young age. On the CBS crime thriller Blue Bloods, he began playing the role of New York City Police Commissioner Frank Reagan in 2010. His role as the patriarch of a law-abiding household has provided him with an opportunity to showcase his commanding presence and dramatic stage presence. Even in his twilight years, Selleck has become a primetime TV regular because of the show's enduring popularity. From 1971 until 1982, Jacqueline Ray, an American model and actress, was married to Tom Selleck. They were married, and he became known as a family man and an aspiring actor. The glamorous modeling and acting careers of Jacqueline Ray had already brought her widespread renown. Kevin Shepard, her son from a prior relationship, was born in 1966. While they were married, Selleck officially adopted Kevin, showing his love and responsibility. He bestowed upon Kevin his name and the type of consistent paternal direction that would influence Kevin's trajectory in life. Despite the breakup between Selleck and Ray, their relationship persisted. After realizing he wanted to make a living playing drums, Kevin became a professional drummer. His ambition and talent brought him to the attention of the American rock band Tonic, who achieved fame in the 90s with singles like If You Could Only See. This highlights the enduring impact of Selleck's role as Kevin's stepfather on Kevin's life. Following his split from Jacqueline Ray, Selleck devoted a few years to his career. In those days, he was living it up thanks to Magnum P.I. and his rising stardom in the entertainment industry. In the midst of the 1980s, while filming in Britain, his romantic life took a turn. There he met Gilly Joan Mack. Coming from Wiltshire, England, she was a young actress and dancer who had performed in the West End production of Cats. Even though they were on separate countries and Selleck had a hectic work schedule, they became close very fast, and their connection blossomed into a passionate romance. They tied the knot in a tiny, intimate ceremony on August 7, 1987. As Selleck had hoped, this would allow his private life to remain out of the limelight. Their union blossomed into a lifelong bond of love and stability. With the principles of secrecy, commitment, and leading an ordinary existence, they created a family life that mirrored Selleck's reputation. When things got tough, this romance held its own, unlike many others in Hollywood. On December 16, 1988, their daughter Hannah Margaret Selleck was born, and they were overjoyed. Hannah lacked an interest in music or singing when she was little, but she inherited her parents' determination and self-control. Instead, she focused on becoming a talented horse rider, which led to acclaim in the professional riding community and the launch of her own prosperous horse breeding enterprise. Hannah is a testament to the lasting impact that Selleck and Mack had on subsequent generations. This exemplifies their devotion to family, love, and a life unencumbered by fame. Hollywood heavyweight Tom Selleck stunned viewers with a heartfelt confession regarding a significant relationship in his life. He was 80 years old. In reflecting on his journey from a young actor-to-be fighting for stardom in Hollywood to a globally recognized celebrity, Selleck chose to discuss the life-altering influence of James Garner. Truthfully, he admitted, "He was the only one who could do that to me." For Selleck, this was not a simple remark to make. His career has taken him all around the world, collaborating with countless filmmakers, actors, and producers. Well, Garner was the obvious standout. The role of Jim Rockford in the Rockford Files brought fame to James Garner. Selleck really bonded with him because of his amiability and intelligence. According to Selleck, Jim wasn't just an actor I admired. He taught me a lot, was a friend, and was a role model in many ways. No matter how uncertain you were about your place, he always managed to make you feel at home. The Rockford Files initially cast Selleck in recurrent roles in the 1970s, when he was still relatively unknown. He frequently remarked that those years were challenging due to the constant rejection he endured. Despite Garner's established stardom in Hollywood, he may have shied away from working with younger performers. Instead, he welcomed Selleck with open arms and treated him with the respect due a peer. Quote, "Jim had this way of breaking down walls. My heart raced. Green was my color. Nonetheless, he succeeded in making me feel welcome and included. That kind of generosity is unusual in this field." Outside of work, they were quite close. The affable and down-to-earth Garner would often offer Selleck words of wisdom without really offering them. Observing Garner closely, the younger actor picked up some tips on how to be both charming and modest. He added, "I can't tell you how much I learned just by watching him. He was cool without trying to be cool, funny without trying too hard, and professional without ever acting like he was better than everyone else. His effortless style of play was an inspiration to me, a young man." According to Selleck, Garner was the only person who could ever have that kind of impact on him. The point was not to demonstrate a process or correct an error. The goal was to impart a philosophy on how to handle challenging situations in the workplace. He was the sole individual capable of demonstrating to me that success is not about vanity. Being respectful is the first step in treating others appropriately. Jim lived his life in that way every day, and it made an impression on me. They maintained their friendship even after Selleck made a name for himself in the 1980s with Magnum P.I. Selleck retained the memory of Garner's kindness toward him from his youth long after he achieved fame on his own. They remained close and frequently commiserated about their jobs, swapped jokes, and anecdotes. Truthful people are hard to come by in Hollywood, according to Selleck, and Garner was one of them. His remarks were accurate. "What you saw on screen was what you got in real life," Selleck repeated multiple times. "It changed my life for the better, and it was quite sincere." When Garner passed away in 2014, it was a huge shock for Selleck. At 80 years old, he still speaks of him with an air of reverence. "I've worked with a lot of people, but Jim was the only one like him. Without anyone really trying, he had a way of bringing out the best in others. He was the only one capable of doing that. Much of my development as an actress and a person can be traced back to his actions." These days, it's not the accolades or the celebrity that matter most to Selleck as he considers his lengthy career, which has been filled with remarkable roles, admirers of all ages, and honors. This was the connection he shared with James Garner. Being thankful predominates in his statement, rather than openness. It means acknowledging that every remarkable achievement can be traced back to a person who had faith in, encouraged, and motivated the protagonist. James Garner was the one that Tom Selleck dated. Ultimately, his remarks serve as a tribute while simultaneously serving as a cautionary tale about how even famous individuals are influenced by those closest to them. "Jim taught me and was a buddy to me. He instilled in me the belief that being a decent human being takes precedence over being a competent actress. He was the only one capable of doing that."